what was going on between Reed and the Thorntons. Now, why was that?
With a hard man.
Hard men? Do you mean they have some kind of reputation?
Aye, I'll say.
For what?
Well, for getting their own way.
By violent means?
Aye.
I see. Now, Reed's business is, I believe, subcontracting for the building trade, delivery of sand and so on.
A bit of demolition and removal, too.
Was never anything irregular about this work?
No, there was always plenty to do.
No, I don't think you quite understand me. The goods handled, were they legitimately received and legitimately delivered?
Yes.
You never, for example, as far as you knew, delivered 4 loads of gravel and had delivery notes signed for, say, 6 or 7?
Not with my lorry.
Now, I understand you said that Reed was good with figures, didn't you? He kept his books himself.
Aye.
And you'd had a good week, the week before the present incident. What exactly did that mean?
Well, we were very flush, and Sandy had given me a good bonus.
For what?
I don't get you.
Well, was the week in question a good week because Reed, with your assistance, had managed to defraud more than the usual number of building contractors? Is that why you were celebrating?
No, it wasn't.
I think you said you never met the Thorntons until you came to work for Reed. Is that right?
Well, not as far as I know.
Were you ever employed as a driver by a firm known as Baker Build?
Yes.
Do you happen to recall who was foreman on the particular site where you were working?
No, it was a long time ago.
Could it perhaps have been Martin Thornton?
Well, I don't know. I told you, it was ages ago.
Well, let me try to refresh your memory for you then and suggest that you have a very clear recollection of Martin Thornton because he was foreman for Baker Build at the time. And indeed, it was his responsibility to dismiss you when it was discovered that you were employed in the same trade that employs you now. That is, theft by the lorry load from building sites.
No.
Are you still saying you didn't know Martin Thornton?
Well, it was them two that was doing it, and me
so
that carried the can.
So you did know Martin Thornton?
Well, they were fixing up the delivery notes and all that, and they got me the sack because I found out they were using me to do the dirty work for them.
Well, if that was the case, why didn't you report the matter?
You don't do that. They'd have made sure I never got another job.
Mr. Johnson, you describe my clients as hard men. Would you describe yourself as a hard man?
It's not the sort of thing you say about yourself.
No, other people would have to call you that, wouldn't they? But you do have a reputation as a hard man, don't you?
My lord, I do not see the relevance of this line of questioning.
Quite, Miss Tate. If you have a point to make, Mr. Lotterby, would you make it?
My lord, the point I'm trying to make is that Johnson's employment with Reed was not simply as a lorry driver, but as a kind of bodyguard. That was your job with Reed, wasn't it, Mr. Johnson? And that was why you moved into his house, as his muscle man.
No.
Sir Johnson, what was your state when you left the public house that evening?
My state?
Well, you've been drinking rather a lot and were, by your own admission, angry, were you not?
I wasn't too happy, if that's what you mean, but I hadn't drunk much.
You say that the Thorntons were not at home when you returned to Cromwell Crescent. Now, what made you think that?
Well, like I said, there were no lights on.
Oh, may I suggest that the reason you knew the Thorntons were not at home is that you ascertained their absence by hammering on the front door, and that you then proceeded in your drunken and angry state, together with Mrs. Gorman and Mr. Reed, to indulge in a variety of somewhat childish and idiotic acts.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that for a long time now, my clients have been subjected to minor nuisances committed by you or your employer, Reed, and that on the night in question, you, acting with Reed, upended their dustbin on their front step, pushed rubbish through their letterbox, and sprayed with an aerosol various inflammatory slogans on their door and walls.
That must have been the kids. It's always happening around there.
Don't you find it surprising that it's only the Thorntons' house that has suffered in the past from these acts of vandalism, and that they always appear to occur only following some contretemps with yourself or Reed? A Barney, I think you'd call it.
What a good thing you're here, Mr. Lotterby.
Indeed, my lord. Well, Mr. Johnson?
But I've told you, it must be the kids around there.
At midnight?
But it could have been done at any time, couldn't it?
You say Martin Thornton was trying to pull Reed from the front door into the garden. Now, why do you think he was doing that?
To get a bit more room for a swing, I suppose.
Oh, isn't it more likely that he was trying to pull him out to show the damage caused to his house? Now, why didn't you go immediately to his assistance?
I did, didn't I?
Via the back door. Now, why didn't you go straight from the sitting room to the front door?
It wouldn't have helped.
Oh, you wanted to sneak around the back, trying to creep up on Thornton, is that it? Or was there some other reason? Does the kitchen door lead directly out to the garden?
No, it leads into the back hall, like I said. Then there's the door to the garden.
And I believe that in that back hall are a larder and a coal store. Inside the back door, that is.
Ah, that's right. If they wanted to knock off the coal, they'd have to get through the back door first.
Now, Detective Sergeant Falls has told us that when a search was made of Reed's house, the coal store was found to be padlocked. Now, why was that?
I don't know. It's Reed's house, not mine.
Oh, but you knew where the key was, didn't you? It was you who opened it for the police. Was there something kept in the coal store? Something other than coal? Is that why it was locked?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Well, what I'm getting at is that the reason you crept out of the back door is that you wanted to collect a weapon on the way. And that weapon, the shotgun that injured Reed, was kept in that coal store, which is the reason why it was locked.
That's a lot of balls.
You had the shotgun, didn't you? And Gerald Thornton, far from having the weapon himself, crossed the fence and tried to take it from you. And then in the struggle, you fired that shotgun and accidentally injured your employer beyond all hope of recovery.
That's a lot of lies.
No, Mr. Johnson, it's you that's telling the lies. Now, why, after shooting Reed, did you not go directly for help?
I didn't shoot him.
After he was shot?
I told you, Madge was standing there screaming her head off, and I had a look at him. I thought he was dead. I swear to God, I thought he was dead.
Had Mrs. Gorman seen any of these events?
No, the sitting room door was closed till I went in and told her.
Oh.
In fact, she asked me what's happened.
What did you say?
Well, I said, I think Sandy's dead.
You used those exact words. You didn't say who had shot him.
I don't know. When these sort of things happen, you can't remember exactly what you said.
You mean when you've had a lot to drink? Is that also why you took such a long time going to the police?
I've told you, I tried to settle Madge down, then I couldn't find a squad car and ended up walking.
You didn't go anywhere else first?
No.
You are aware that despite a thorough search, no evidence of a gun was found on the premises of these two men you are accusing of attempted murder?
Well, they could have got rid of it, couldn't they?
Oh, then, but so could you. I put it to you that the first thing on your mind, having disposed of the weapon, was not going to the authorities, but making sure that you got your version of the events to Reed's brothers first. Men with an even greater reputation as hard men than yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jerry Thornton tried to shoot Sandy Reed, and I tried to stop him, that's what. They've been telling you a pack of lies.
There is one other matter, my lord. I believe you said that Gerald Thornton called you an effing grass. You had no idea what he meant?
No.
You didn't know what the word grass means?
No.
I take it then you have no idea of the sort of language used by the criminal element?
No.
You are William Anthony Johnson, are you not?
Aye.
Were you not in 1968 convicted of assault with an offensive weapon? A knife? And served a sentence of 6 months for that offence, following which you were immediately convicted of housebreaking early in 1969. Is that not so, Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
And have you not since that date been convicted of some 5 further criminal offences, 3 of which have involved you in jail sentences?
Yes.
And so having spent the major part of the last 5 years in and out of jail, you expect us to believe that you did not know what the word grass means?
I didn't know what grass was. I thought it meant pot.
No further questions.
Miss Tate, do you wish to re-examine?
Thank you, no, my lord.
Very well. You may leave the witness box, Mr. Johnson.
My lord, I'm afraid my final witness, Mrs. Madge Gorman, does not appear to be present in the witness room. We have been making inquiries, and apparently she has been traced, but it will be some little time before she arrives. I wonder, therefore, if you will consider this a suitable time at which to adjourn?
I don't see that we have any alternative, Miss Tate. Very well. I shall adjourn the court until 10:30 tomorrow.
case of the Queen versus Thornton and Thornton will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court.